If you want to learn more about how startups get funded, how companies grow and scale, you're in the right place. I'm Chris, and that's my exact goal with this channel. I'm not here as the founder that's built and sold this company. I'm not some VC or some trust fund kid. I didn't go to Stanford, MIT, or Harvard, and none of that. I'm just a regular guy that loves business and specifically startups. I love the different levels of it, the intricacies, how difficult it can get. It fascinates me. And I want to make this channel so that I can learn and share what I'm learning with you guys throughout the different courses, master classes, books, and stuff that I'm reading, and really share that here for other people that want to learn the same thing. I think now if you look at the vibe code space, no code, and just how business overall works, I think more and more people now, because of the economy as well, will want to start businesses first of all. But even after that, now people are more equipped, right? Like before in, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, you needed to have a bunch of backing, a ton of connections. Like you need to go to Harvard or whatever big school, Stanford, whatever there is. But now you don't need that. Now, if you just have an idea, you can go and make a company. So I think my goal personally is to learn more about startup economics and again, share the information here. So different things like what is a cap table? What's in a term sheet? What are the different raising rounds you can go through and what does that look like? I want to share all of this stuff as I learn it myself. Another big thing is I want to share the insight of how investors think. I have another show, Next Round Ready, where I get to sit down with venture capitalists and some of the founders who have raised 10, 20, $100 million. And I interview these people all the time. And I wanted a separate channel where I can just take all the stuff I learn and put it out there. Because some of the stuff that I learn, man, it's mind blowing. And especially because I can't even put some of it on the show. Like before interviews, because a lot of these interviews are doing in person now, right? So I'm with these people, not just the 20 or 30 minutes you see on camera. Sometimes I'm with them for 4 or 5 hours. And if you're around somebody that long, you're bound to learn something about them, how they think, all of these different things. And so again, I needed a channel where I can just share that. Now, it's not the kind of stuff I can even put on Twitter in a tweet. It's not enough. It needs more context, more breathing room, Another big thing I think a lot of founders don't pay attention to, which is crazy to me, is the history of the startup world, whether it's venture capital, whether it's the big funding companies, different angel investors. Like you just pay attention to like maybe the bigger giants like Apple, Google, Netflix, but outside of that, there are so many other companies. There's so many things that have happened that you have to learn and know about because it could possibly help you in the future. Like when I started learning these things and hearing these stories about how Atari got started and not really started, but how they got funding, how the semiconductors in America really launched the venture capital world itself, like the role that Boston played in MIT and all of that with competing with Silicon Valley, like when you start learning those things, it really will put things into perspective when it comes to you raising for your company and how it might be easier to connect with this VC you want to connect with. Like you just learn so much from studying history. History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. So if you learn the history, you can now see the patterns, right? And then it can start working together in your favor. So what do founders learn? Number one, a ton of startup definitions. One of my personal goals is to put out 100 videos specifically talking about these specific startup. So what do founders learn? Number one, startup definitions. These are the key terms that you have to know if you're a founder. Like you have to know this. Because if you're trying to go get funding, you're trying to work with an angel investor, if you're trying to hire a co-founder, if you just want to be more respected in the startup world, you have to know these kind of basic entry level things. And as I learn more of it and I talk to founders who don't know it, I can totally understand why they're struggling getting funding and all of that stuff. You might not think it matters or it's not a big deal, but the VC you're going to talk to and you're asking for $1 million, it's a big deal to them. If you don't know the basics, like you got to know the basics. So I have 100 of those planned. 100. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but it's easy for me. I got this. Another thing you'll learn is what it takes to actually connect with those venture capitalists. Because like I said, I want to share the real insight, not the cookie cutter LinkedIn post kind of stuff. Like not that. I want to share what these people actually tell me. Like even some of the stuff I can't put on camera that they said, I'm going to rephrase it, reword it and put it on this channel. I mean, like, because when I interview some VCs, they'll tell me some things, and then in post, they're like, okay, edit that, delete that out. Some of it I'm going to keep. Now, I'm not going to put it on video and put it on here to just break their trust. I'm not doing that. But paraphrasing, that's the plan. Paraphrasing, that's the goal. So I'm not saying nothing crazy. It's just going to be paraphrasing because it's so much game that you can get as a founder. And I have an interesting position because I'm not a founder in there trying to get funding from them. So they're much more comfortable answering all of my questions, being more truthful and honest, being more direct, and it just makes it really, really easy for me to have that conversation. So what are the goals with this channel? The goal is not to sell you a course. I want to be very clear and transparent with that. I don't want to sell you a course on none of this stuff. I pay for the courses, the workshops, master classes, so you don't have to. Now, I won't say never, but I don't really plan to sell courses on something like this, man. Like, especially where I am now, I'm considering myself as a beginner. So I don't see myself selling you a bunch of courses and workshops and all of that. Now, workshops are different because I do have some VCs and then some startup experts who help with, how do you pitch your company? How do you build your pitch deck? And like all of these different things that really can help you raise for your company. Like, I know a lot of those experts now. So in-person workshops might be something I do. But me just selling you a course on how to get all of that stuff, and that will be my course. Honestly, I wouldn't sell you a course on the information. It will more so be a transformation where you pay whatever the price is, and then you actually learn how to pitch your company. So if you're a founder and you have 5 different startups you're working on, whatever it is, you're always prepared to go and pitch. You have the strategy and the skill set. The biggest goal for me is to actually teach because I am one of those weird people. I learn from teaching. Like, I have to go and consume something and learn it and then process it a bit and make content on it and then go and teach it to somebody else. Like, I don't know. It's just always been a weird thing for me, but it's how I retain information better. And plus, I just think this is what more founders need. Instead of the guy who raised $100 million making a show trying to tell you how he raised $100 million one time, it's better, I think, for me to be in a position where I talk to all of those people that have raised the most money and then just give you all the information. Just put it all out there. I talk to the people who are giving the money out and tell you what it is they wanted, what they require, what they ask for, all of that stuff, and give you that information. I think that's going to deliver a transformation much better than the founder who really isn't trying to teach you anything or share the insight with you. Like, really, if we're going to be honest, they don't care about that. And a lot of VCs, they aren't really focused on that unless it's like you can immediately help them make more money. They don't really care that much, to be honest. So I want to be in a unique position where I can kind of be the middleman between founders and VCs in terms of the information, the strategy, tactics, all of that good stuff. Ways you can support the show. Number 1, follow the channel, subscribe, notifications on, all of that stuff. I'm not going to spam you with a bunch of content. I promise you I'm not. Just quality content. Just quality content to help you out. Number 2, let's connect on Twitter, Hindsight M. I do share some content over there. I'm connecting with founders and VCs over there as well. So that'll be a good way to support. We just connect. I'm not asking you to give me a bunch of your money right now, man. That's not the goal. My goal is to only deliver the information I'm learning to help you out and help you build a profitable company. So I'm excited for this journey, man. This is going to be very fun. I have content planned for an entire year. I kid you not, an entire year of content. So let's get this ball rolling, man. I'm excited. If you got any questions and you want to chop it up, if you want to be on the show, Next Round Ready, my other podcast, just hit me up on Twitter, man. I'm Chris. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time.